First chapter Friday, The Liar's Daughter by Megan Cooley Peterson. Chapter 1, After. A bed, a window seat, a chipped desk with daisy stickers on the drawers. These things belong to me, I'm told. The woman takes me from the room and down a hallway, the walls so close they almost crush me. She wears all beige and not a stitch of makeup. My bladder strains and I can't remember the last time I peed. Her shoes squeak against the floor, her skirt rustles. My ears ring from the roar of it all. The woman nudges open a door. The white walls and floor blind me, and I blink until my eyes adjust. It smells faintly of bleach. There are clean towels in the cabinet and soap in the shower. Use whatever you like. This is your bathroom now. You're safe here. She looks at me expectantly. I say nothing. Finally, the door closes and the click echoes around the room. The urine bleeds through my pants before I can get to the toilet. I jut out my chin in defiance, make sure whoever's watching can see it. Father and Mother told me this might happen. The world can be an evil place, Mother warned. I'm the only one you can trust, me and your father. Never forget that. Cold water surges from the faucet, pummeling the bottom of the tub. I twist the knob to the left, to the right, but there's just cold, no warm. My reflection in the metal is distorted, inhuman. They fixed it so I have to bathe in ice-cold water. They think I'm weak. They think I'll break. My pants cling to my legs as I pull them off. I unhook my mother's necklace with the green stone and set it on the counter. But then the stone catches the light and I put it back on, listening for sounds outside the door. When I face the mirror, I barely recognize the girl looking back. My collarbones stick out, shadowed underneath. My breasts are smaller, my stomach shrunken in, my hair falls out when I pull on it. They told me I'm safe here. They told me this is my family now. But I don't know these people, and this is not my home. Voices come from behind me, warped like a recording played backward. When I turn the door, they snap off. The world can be an evil place. I conjure Mother's voice. It comforts me. We'll find each other again, like she promised. The water scalds my foot, so cold it circled around to being hot. The tiles on the floor are tiny hexagons slithering underneath the bathtub, flat and cracked. Bottles line the sides of the tub with promises of better hair, softer skin. My mother's fancy soaps smelled of lavender and lemon. I drag a rag across my body over and over until my skin turns pink. I'm the only color in the room. I will move on to chapter 2 to give a little bit of a before scene. Chapter 2, Before. The kitchen reeks of bleach. I hold my finger up to my lips and smile at Beverly Jean, who sits on a stool next to the kitchen sink. The aunties have a towel wrapped around her small shoulders, secured in the front with a clothespin. Auntie Barb combs through her hair while Auntie Joan mixes up a bottle of hair bleach. Beverly Jean's eyes swing like a pendulum as she watches Auntie Joan jolt the bottle back and forth. Can I hold her hand? I ask. As the oldest daughter, it falls on me to help take care of the younger children. Auntie Barb and Auntie Joan aren't exactly maternal, and they expect me to make up for that. Auntie Joan plunks the bottle down on the table and sighs. Her long graying hair is gathered in a tight bun that pulls her crepe paper skin back sharply. Do what you like, she says, but keep her quiet. You know how your father hates it when you children cry. I rush to Beverly Jean and squeeze her hand with mine. It'll be over before you know it, I whisper. Just close your eyes and hold my hand and it'll be okay. Beverly Jean does as I instruct, and Auntie Joan squirts the dye onto her scalp. Almost immediately, it turns the skin red. I've asked for less harsh dyes to be used, but the aunties say this is all that's available. Beverly Jean whimpers. I hold her hand even tighter and hum, Hush, Little Baby, the same lullaby I sang to her when she was little. When Auntie Joan finishes, Auntie Barb snaps the plastic shower cap over Beverly Jean's burning head and sets a timer. Auntie Barb wears a long denim dress and compression socks. Every day the same. 15 minutes, she says, not a second less. The aunties disappear down the hallway, and Beverly Jean opens her eyes. After your wash, I'll rub ice cubes on your scalp, okay? I promise. That always helps. When the timer rings, I put my hand in the sink water and touch it to Beverly Jean's arm. Does this feel too hot? I heated up a pot of water on the wood stove an hour ago, and I hope it hasn't cooled too much in the sink. We don't have running water, but the pipes still work for drainage. No, it feels good. Thanks, Pip. When Beverly Jean was little, she couldn't say my whole name, so she said Pip instead, and it struck. It's all she calls me. She leans back, and I peel off the cap and wash the bleach from her hair. Her once dark roots have turned as bright as the goldfinches that feed on Mother's sunflowers. I massage toner into her hair, and soon she is a perfect blonde again, just like Mother. After I towel dry her hair, I grab an ice cube from the icebox and rub it along the angry patches on her scalp. You deserve an ice pop, I say. What flavor? Grape! I pry one out of its mold. Father and Mother will be here in a few hours, I tell Beverly Jean. They'll be so happy to see you looking your best. She scrunches up her nose. How come you and Henry don't have to get your hair dyed? It doesn't seem fair. I touch my long ponytail. Because our hair is already blonde. Mother just wants us to look like a family. She doesn't want anyone to feel left out or unloved or different. But what about Caspian and Thomas? Father took them in, but they're not our brothers. It's all right if they're not blonde. Does that make sense? I guess so. Beverly Jean bites into her ice pop. I kiss her cheek. Good. Now finish up your ice pop. I've got to go help with Samuel's hair. After we finish the bleachings, I go outside looking for Caspian. The lake laps against the shore, and pieces of seaweed bob along its surface. A few of the younger children are trying to catch a frog in a bucket. Their laughter washes away the stench of bleach trapped in my nostrils, and I smile. The old roller coaster rises above the trees. Our property includes a derelict amusement park that's been abandoned for 40 or 50 years. Father's torn down most of the rides, but a few remain. He said this was the perfect location for his children, far from cities and towns. We live in the old caretaker's house. It has 2 stories with lots of windows and hardwood floors. The roof over the boys' bedroom needs to be repaired, so for now it's covered with a big piece of blue tarp. Father prefers to keep us off the grid, so we don't have electricity or running water, but we have a pump, generators, candlelight. We have all we need. The aunties are nowhere to be found. They must be resting before lunch. They're always telling us how vexing we are. I stop in front of the old oak tree. Nailed to its trunk is the sign Father carved from a piece of balsam wood. The community is truth. The community is loyalty. The community will keep you safe. It's our creed. Everything the community stands for and believes in. Every time I'm feeling sad or frustrated, I read the sign. It fills me with light and hope. When I reach out to touch it, a spark of magic pricks my finger. I find Cass working in a row of corn, hacking at weeds with a hoe. Our garden is large, at least 20 feet long, with corn bordering the far end. We grow many different crops: artichokes, lettuce, tomatoes, cauliflower. My favorites are the root vegetables, the carrots and beets and radishes that hide themselves away until they're ready. Cass wears a white t-shirt and his white shoulders press at the seams as he works. I grab the handle right out of his hands. Hey, he says, trying to snatch it back. I'm using that. I jump away, keeping it just out of his reach. You've worked long enough today. I need you to time me. Father put a buoy 100 feet from shore, and I've been practicing swimming out to it and back. When war comes, I have to be as strong as possible. All those extra push-ups I did this week must have made me at least a second faster. Cass's eyes meet mine, blue like the sea he was named for. I've never seen an ocean in real life, only in a book, but the photograph stuck with me, and someday I'll swim in one. Cass's eyelashes are so dark and thick, it looks like he's wearing mascara. He's the only one of us with dark hair. His brother Thomas has brown hair, but Cass has black hair like he says his father had. I think you've just about perfected your swimming by now, he says. Come on, I wheedle. It's been 2 weeks since anyone timed me. I'm sure I've gotten faster since then. I want to show Father when he gets here, prove that I'm ready to be initiated. You know, Curtis is proud of you no matter what, Piper. You're his favorite. That is totally untrue. Oh, please, you were so afraid he'd love me more than you when I first got here that you told me I could eat as many strawberries from the patch as I wanted. I got in a lot of trouble for that. I never told you to eat those strawberries, and you know it. If you're going to lie, at least come up with something interesting. He gives me a playful shove, and I shove him back. My stomach flutters, but I ignore it. Then he goes for my weak spot, the soft skin of my inner arm. He tries tickling it, and I squeal and run toward the lake, kicking off my sandals. The smaller children laugh and chase after us, and soon we're all splashing water at one another. The sun warms my shoulders, and the cool water is a salve, taking away the sting of Beverly Jean's burned scalp, the sting of missing father and mother. Get out of that filthy lake water this instant! Auntie Joan stands on the shore, hands on her hips. We immediately fall into line, youngest to oldest, and march toward the house. We're good at following orders. You're lucky I don't take a switch to each and every one of you, she says. You need to get cleaned up and dressed. When she's not looking, I reach back and smack Cass on the arm. He catches my hand and holds it, just for a moment, before letting go. The title of the book is The Liar's Daughter by Megan Cooley Peterson. You can find this book in our classroom library. The school library does not have it, but I'm sure the public library does, and I know it's available on Amazon. I would give this book a 4 out of 5. There were times that I felt that it could have been sped up, that maybe more information could have been given or something was a little unclear. But I enjoyed reading the book, so a 4 out of 5 is what I would give it. Enjoy if you choose to read.